What's up, y'all? It's your boy KevOnStage, and it's time for Dear KevOnStage. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I've got an interesting one. This one's entitled Lesbian Urges. And I'm going to read the whole thing. It's a little long, but bear with me. I think you need to hear the whole thing to hear the advice. Dear KevOnStage, I'm a Christian female who is having immoral urges for other women. Here's a little background on my past. My parents and I used to share a room up until I was 14. My very first memory is of them having sex. Not only is this my first memory, but they had sex around me quite a few times, even when they knew I was conscious of what they were doing. I've always favored my mother over my father, so after a while I began to lust for women. During my childhood, I've been molested and sexually harassed by boys older than me. My first sexual encounter was with a girl, and my first kiss was with a girl. All of this transpired between the ages of 4 and 9. When I discovered boys, I continued to lust for girls, but in secrecy. Whenever I was in relationships, the urges were not so dominant. I'm now 25, and I've since touched another female in a sensual manner. But early in June, I was raped by someone who I was dating for 2 weeks. I haven't cried, yelled, talked, or even gotten angry about the situation. I honestly don't feel anything. Today, I was scrolling through my Instagram. I saw a pic of Raven Simone with her girlfriend in bed in a very exotic position. The picture was deep, strong, and had a lot of passion. My heart began to feel heavy and yearn for that type of passion. Not only in a sexual way, but I began to question if I should try dating a female. I haven't been in a relationship for 7 years. I am so comfortable not being in one that it almost scares me to build that with someone. As the day went on, I began to come to my senses and no longer yearn for a female, but that does not mean that the urges are no longer there. Funny, yesterday was the first time in weeks that I picked up a Bible. The devil is a liar and I need help. Advice, please. Side note, I still have a lot of love for men at the moment. In the long run, I ultimately see myself settling down with a man. I always have the feeling of love of the dominant opposite sex and how strong and powerful a man can be. So, that was a mouthful, I know. Here's my first piece of advice. I think you should deal with the issues you have, the feelings of, dealing with your parents having sex, what that effect had on you, with molestation, being raped. I mean, you have 3 very heavy things that have happened to you that, one by themselves would be a lot to deal with and would, affect you in the way you see sex and view men and women by themselves. But you have 3. You have your parents, you have molestation, you have rape, which I think you may not have said anything or anything like that. You said you haven't dealt with it. I think you need to deal with that first. It kind of reminds me of like how the body deals with stress. People say they're not stressed, but the body can tell you that you're stressed by having like your hair fall out, you lose weight, gain a lot of weight, or, feel sick to your stomach. Even you can get like stress headaches, because your body can't deal with that, type of pressure or stress, And I think some of your issue may come, I'm not for sure, but it may come from repressed feelings and emotions from the stuff that happened to you at such an early age. 4 to 9 is a very impressionable age. A lot of people who have, sexual issues, it comes from inappropriate sexual things happening to them at young ages and not knowing how to deal with them, especially if they were young and they thought it was wrong. Even if it was a man and a woman, if at the wrong age, it's still wrong. So I think before you decide to date a man or a woman, or even get to that, the first thing you ought to do is heal from that. It might mean to have a therapist, counselor, some type of professional help, pastor, or something like that. But I think before you think about who you want to be with, you have to first deal with who you are and heal who you are as a person. I think if you deal with those emotions first, the other stuff will help work itself out. It might not be perfect, but I think before you move on, that's the first thing you should do, is heal from those things, and however that has to happen. Then we can deal with the rest of your concerns. It's your boy KevOnStage. I still do advice. Email me, dearkevonstage@gmail.com. I want to do these once a week, maybe on the weekends or something like that. Make you laugh during the week, make you think during the weekend. That's kind of my plan. So hopefully going forward, we'll do something like that. All right, y'all be good.
What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page. Don't you be bitter. Just follow me on Twitter. What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page. Don't you be bitter.